Evening, peeps. Good evening, everyone. All right, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Williams has just finished. Thank you to everyone that jumped on the live watch along. Really appreciated it. We had nearly 2,000 people in the live watch along, which is crazy. So thank you so much. Let me give you my quick thoughts on the video. We are going to do a Sunday session live tomorrow where we'll talk about it in more depth. But my very quick post-fight thoughts. First of all, congratulations to Chris Eubank Jr. on what I think is probably his biggest career win to date. I think it's bigger than Spike O'Sullivan. I think it's bigger than Avni Yildirim. I certainly think it's bigger than a faded and finished James DeGale. And obviously the Korobov fight ended in a couple of rounds because of injuries. So I think this is his biggest win. So congratulations to him on that. 4 knockdowns in the fight as well. You've got to give him credit. Obviously got a knockdown in the first round, the second round, the fourth round, and the 11th round. I thought the 11th round knockdown was a bit dubious. I do think it was, and I think in the end that probably sealed the deal for me anyway on the victory. It was such a difficult fight to score because you're watching the fight and you're thinking, okay, especially in the first half of the fight, you're thinking, all right, he's got 3 knockdowns. I mean, he's won this fight quite convincingly. But then, as you're watching, you think, well, Liam Williams might be winning the rounds though. So Liam Williams might have won the 3rd round, the 5th, the 6th. He might have won all those rounds. But Chris Eubank Jr. obviously built up a massive lead because of those 10-8 rounds in rounds 1, 2, and 4. So it's a strange one. I want to give Chris a huge amount of credit because, again, to go away to Cardiff and beat a Liam Williams, who's a very decent fighter, at least European fringe world level, to do that like that, you've got to give him credit. But I thought Chris's boxing was still very, very poor. It's true. That's what I think. I thought his boxing was poor. He still does those crazy windmills where he misses by a country mile. I didn't like the fact he had his hands down. He kept on getting caught with silly overhand rights that he didn't need to get caught with. But more importantly, the thing that disappoints me the most about Chris is that I thought there was a time there in that fight to make a statement. I thought the first knockdown was a bit of a flash knockdown. It was good. Liam Williams coming in and Chris Eubank landing a very nice, almost counter left. It was nice. But I thought the second, so it was a flash down. I don't think Liam Williams was hurt too much. The second and the third knockdowns, though, Liam Williams was definitely hurt. And that's when I want to see Chris almost go back to old school Chris, which we haven't seen for a while, and be super aggressive and get him out of there and make a statement. Get him out of there. Destroy him. Like, you put someone down 3 times, put him down, get him out of there and say, look, that's it. That's the difference in level. I'm here, he's there. He just fought for a world title and Demetrius Andrade couldn't get rid of him. Look what I've just done to him in front of his home fans. But no, we didn't get to see that. We saw Chris doing things like, you know, talking to Liam Williams during the fight. Come on, meet me in the center of the ring. Let's have. And I'm thinking, stop all that nonsense and just get him out of there. And in the end, went 12 rounds. So it's gone from me maybe giving Chris an A+ to me giving Chris a B-. And there's a big difference. There is a really big difference. Obviously, because I'm doing the live watch along, I wasn't listening to the corner instructions from Roy Jones. I really wanted to listen to it because I hoped that there was a stage in that fight, maybe between, and again, I don't know, he might have done this, but between rounds 6 and 9, where Roy is telling him, okay, look, stop playing about here. Make a statement, get rid of him. Do you remember when Manny Stewart did it to Vladimir Klitschko? I can't remember who he was fighting, but he got really angry. Like, stop fucking about. Like, let's just go out there and get, and Vladimir Klitschko literally got up, bang. It was a left hook, and Vladimir Klitschko destroyed his opponent, knocked him out. And I wanted to see that from Chris, but we didn't. We didn't. And I think Chris has let slip an amazing performance. Some of you will rightly say, Ade, but he got the win. He got the win, and that's all that counts. I don't know that is all that what counts. The win was already there. As soon as he got the 3 knockdowns, he was going to win the fight. Unless Chris was going to get put down or stopped himself, he was always going to win the fight. There was a chance to really make a statement. And I'm talking a kind of statement where you then get on the mic and you call out Charlo, you call out Demetrius Andrade, you call out GGG, Dave Vanchenko, who else, which I think could be a good matchup for Chris, by the way. You call out all of those guys and everyone was like, yeah, you know what? After what he done to Liam Williams, I want to see that. Now, and I saw the comments during the live, now people are like, well, yeah, there shouldn't be that. Honestly, guys, I was so excited after round 4. I was like, this is incredible. This is so good. Liam Williams looks befuddled. Chris is putting on a clinic here. And then it went back to a mix of old school Chris, where again I question his boxing ability and how he still makes silly mistakes and his legs cross over each other. 10, 11 years in a game surprised the hell out of me. But look, I don't know if I'm being too harsh. If I am, apologies. I just feel like there was an opportunity for him to really do something there, and he didn't do it. He didn't do it for whatever reason. And maybe you have to give a bit of credit to Liam Williams here. Liam Williams has shown he's got these kind of powers of recovery when he got put down hard by Demetrius Andrade, and he was able to go all 12 there. But he got put down 4 times in this fight, and Chris let him off the hook 2 or 3 times. And in the end, I can't give Chris more than a B minus. But trust me, I could go to a C. I think it's a travesty how Chris still boxed like he's just come out of the amateurs. And sorry, it's not even that, it's worse than that, because an amateur boxer wouldn't fight like that. I think it's a travesty that Chris still boxes like that. I thought his jab was okay. We didn't really see much of the uppercut, and what we did see was very, very telegraphed. I just didn't think it was a great performance from Chris Eubank Jr. But at the same time, he has won. He's won on away soil, if you like. The record books will say he put Liam Williams down 4 times, and that will look good in years to come. But watching it live, I just felt like an opportunity was missed. A bit of a moan here, and I don't necessarily moan about refs that much. This isn't football where we always seem to moan about refs. I thought that ref was awful. I thought there are times when Liam Williams used his elbows, obviously, proper putting in the underneath the neck and the throat area of Chris Eubank Jr. headbutts. I thought surely he gets a point taken away. Like surely. So that's why, even though the knockdown wasn't necessarily a knockdown, I don't think in round 11, I was happy that it was classed as a 10-8 round, because I think he deserved it. He deserved a couple of points taken away in various stages of that fight, which didn't happen. The ref was weak. But look, who next for Chris is the question I've raised. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Again, there was a chance for him to make a statement and then for me to say, who next? Anyone. Now, I say Derevyanchenko because Derevyanchenko is a world level fighter who has lost every time he stepped up, really. You think about it. Jacobs, Charlo, although tough, very tough, GGG. So I think that could be a good name to fight. I think it'll be a tough ask for Chris to get rid of him, if I'm honest with you, or beat him, but maybe that's the kind of name. He wants GGG next. You don't get me excited for a GGG performance after that. You don't. A couple of other fights on the card to talk about very quickly before we wrap. Clarissa Shields against Emma Kozin. I was more interested in the scrap after between her and Savannah Marshall than the actual fight. I think Carissa's a fantastic boxer. I really do. Look, she doesn't have to punch, but we shouldn't let that kind of take away from just how good a fighter she is. She's an incredible fighter. It wasn't her best performance today. I think she scored an A-, which I think was a bit generous. But credit to Emma Kozin, who was clearly very, very tough. But look, her versus Savannah should be the fight they want to do now, pay-per-view in the summer. And they will be clipping that little altercation ringside, because that's really what has sold the fight now. Caroline Dubois on her professional debut, well done to her. I actually didn't watch the other fights. I started watching it at Otto Volin versus Kamil Sokolowski, so I missed quite a lot. I didn't think Otto Volin looked great at all. You're talking about a Sokolowski here we're used to seeing over here fight our prospects, the George Foxes of the world, the David Adelai's of the world, and cause them problems. Otto Volin's considered a top 15 heavyweight. So Otto Volin needed to look a lot better than that, especially when you consider all the money for him to make is over here, that all the real good fights for him are over here. So I feel like if that was his showcase to British fight fans, then they're not going to be screaming for him to come over again. But look, overall, decent fight card. I watched the Julius Ndongo fight against Chris Jenkins. Obviously, look, Ndongo is way past it. Chris Jenkins got the win. I think that might be the end of Ndongo. Probably won't be, because he's still got the name. So Ndongo is lucky because he's clearly done, but because he was a unified 140-pound champion, you can always sell him on that. You can always sell him on former world unified champion, Julian, and you know, it will always be in good fights, or sorry, it will always get fights because of that. But yeah, in the end, I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my live commentary. I'm getting better at that commentary shit. Interesting. Peace.